need to learn how to be laundrymen. Money laundering is the lifeblood to our profession of organized crime. Without it, there's no point to committing our crimes in the first place if the money we get isn't usable. And back in the good old days, claiming the money you got from your criminal enterprise was pretty easy. Since banks get suspicious and have to report large sums of cash that get deposited, you just send out a bunch of runners, also known as Smurfs. Once the Smurfs collected the day's cash from their contacts, they'd work their territory just like door-to-door salesmen, going to different banks in their area and depositing small sums of cash. But not just any area will do. Too small of a town would mean that there wouldn't be too many banks or customers and the tellers would be able to remember faces. Too big of a city and there would be long lines, making the Smurfs a lot less efficient. So affluent suburbs ended up being just the right balance for laundering. And with this simple system alone, if each Smurf deposited just $200 into 20 accounts each, which is very reasonable to do in one day, a mere 10 Smurfs could allow you to launder $40,000 in dirty cash every single day. That's $200,000 a week or $10.4 million per year without raising any eyebrows. But today it's different. Law enforcement have realized just how vital money laundering is to us and have severely cracked down on it. They're a lot stricter with banks. They've made it so any business dealing in cash has to report transactions over $10,000, and they use algorithms to catch on to suspicious transactions, among other things. And although they've barely made a dent in the money laundering world, it does raise the stakes if you get caught, with the punishment being up to 35 years or more imprisonment and fines up to 3 times the amount laundered. And just like any other business or industry, as the landscape evolves, so do the tactics. But the fundamentals on how to launder money are still the same. Number one, we obviously want people to not know where the money came from, so we have to conceal the ownership and the source of the money. Number two, we want to change the money's form. If you have $3 million in $20 bills to wash, you don't want to end up with the same $3 million in $20 bills. You want to consolidate that $3 million into, say, $100 bills. This reduces the bulk and helps conceal the origin of it at the same time. Number three, money laundering doesn't work if a nosy detective can just follow the trail of money right back to you, so we have to obscure the trail. And lastly, number four, dealing with tons of cash requires a ton of manpower, and the more the manpower, the more opportunities for people to skim off of your cash. And since you can't just call the police or sue someone if they stole dirty money from you, you have to have complete control over the process and the people. So now that you know the fundamentals of laundering, let's get into the actual wash.